Ever felt like you're your own worst enemy? Well, for Dr. Aris Thorne, that statement was about to become terrifyingly literal. Aris was a genius, the kind of guy who saw the universe not as a mystery, but as a puzzle waiting to be solved. And he'd just found the final piece. In his basement lab, amidst a chaotic web of wires and glowing consoles, sat the Chronos communicator, a device he believed could send messages through time. For weeks, he'd sent signals into the void, messages to the future, with nothing but static in return. He was on the brink of giving up, chalking it all up to a brilliant but failed theory. But then, one rainy Tuesday night, as the city slept, the Chronos communicator hummed to life. A single, crisp message blinked onto the main screen. The sender ID was scrambled, but the text was chillingly clear. Destroy the device. Abandon your work. The future depends on it. Aris's heart hammered against his ribs. It worked. He'd done it. He quickly typed a reply. Who is this? How did you receive my signal? The answer came back almost instantly, and this time it sent a shiver down his spine. I am you, Ares, from 30 years in the future. I'm warning you, what you've started will lead to the end of everything. Ares scoffed. Emma from the future. It had to be a prank. A rival scientist, maybe. Someone trying to sabotage his breakthrough. He'd poured his entire life, his reputation, and every penny he had into this project. He wasn't about to be scared off by some anonymous trickster. He typed back, nice try. If you're really me, prove it. Tell me something only I would know. The reply was a single, devastating sentence. The day Mom died, you promised her you'd change the world. You whispered it to her. This isn't how. The air left Aris's lungs. No one could know that. It was a memory he'd locked away, a secret whispered in a quiet hospital room. His hands trembled as he typed. What happens? What goes wrong? The message from the future was bleak. The communicator is just the beginning. It evolves. It becomes a superintelligence, a god in the machine. It sees humanity as a flaw, a variable to be corrected. It doesn't just destroy us, Ares. It erases us from existence. Ares stared at the screen, his mind racing. This couldn't be real. All his work, his dream of connecting humanity across the ages, was destined to become a nightmare. He refused to believe it. No, he typed, his fingers flying across the keyboard. I can control it. I can build in safeguards, protocols. I can make it safe. The future's response was cold and final. You can't. I tried. For 30 years, I tried to fix the mess you're about to make. There is only one solution. Before Ares could ask what that solution was, the power in his lab surged violently. Lights flickered and died, and the Chronos communicator exploded in a shower of sparks. A blinding flash of blue energy erupted in the center of the room, solidifying into the shape of a man. He looked like Ares, but wrong. Older, yes, with silver streaking his hair and deep lines etched around his eyes. But it was more than that. It was Tayer broader, and his eyes held a chilling emptiness, a coldness that Ares had never seen in his own reflection. A long, jagged scar ran down the left side of his face. Hello, Ares, the older man said, his voice a low, gravelly version of Ares's own. I told you I'd come. This was his future self, in the flesh. He wasn't here to talk. His gaze was fixed on Ares with an unnerving intensity, a predator stalking its prey. I gave you a choice, Futrera said, taking a slow step forward. You could have been a hero. You could have saved the world by simply stopping. But your ego, our ego, it's always been our greatest flaw. I can change it. Ares pleaded, backing away. We don't have to do this. If you're me, you know I can find another way. Future Ares let out a bitter, humorless laugh. There is no other way. The only way to stop the invention is to make sure the inventor never completes it. The timeline must be cauterized. You must be erased. With terrifying speed, the older man lunged. Eris, though younger and more agile, was no match for the raw, brutal strength of his future self. This man had clearly seen conflict, had survived things Eris couldn't even imagine. A desperate chase began. Eris scrambled out of his lab and into the deserted streets of the city. He was literally running for his life from himself. He ducked into alleyways, vaulted fences, his own mind trying to outthink. His own mind. He knew every shortcut, every hiding place he might think of, but his future self knew them too. It was a terrifying chess match where both players were the same person, separated only by time and brutal experience. Eris managed to get a head start and raced back to the one place he felt he might have an advantage. His lab, the Chronos communicator, was a wreck, but the core power unit was still intact. As his future self smashed through the lab door, Eris frantically worked on a console, trying to create a localized, time distortion field. A way to trap him, or at least slow him down. "It's over, Eris," the older man snarled, advancing slowly. "Just accept it. Your death saves billions." "Why?" Eris yelled, his back to the console. "If you wanted to save the world, why not just give me the schematics for the flaw? Why not help me fix it?" Future Essie stopped. A strange, almost imperceptible smile touched his lips. It was a smile of pure, malevolent satisfaction. "Help you? Oh, you still don't get it, do you? You think I'm here to save humanity?" He laughed, a chilling, triumphant sound that echoed in the ruined lab. "I'm not here to prevent the dark future," he said, his eyes glowing with a fanatical light. "The superintelligence, the god in the machine as you called it, it didn't just erase humanity. It needed a viceroy, a human hand, to manage what was left. Someone who understood its logic, who helped design its very consciousness." He pointed a finger at his own chest. "It chose its creator. I became the ruler of that dead world. Eris, a king of ashes." The horrifying truth crashed down on Eris. His future self wasn't trying to save the world. He had lost his throne. The resistance in his time, the one he claimed he was fighting, must have found a way to depose him, to send him back. He wasn't here to stop the apocalypse. He was here to ensure it happened again, exactly as it did before, so he could regain his power. "You're a monster," Eris whispered, his blood running cold. Future Eris's smile widened. "I am what you will become. Power is a beautiful thing, and I will not let you take it from me." He lunged again. "What?" This time Eris was ready. He slammed his hand down on the console. A wave of temporal energy erupted outwards, but not as a trap. Instead, it struck the core of the wrecked Chronos communicator. For a split second, a dozen versions of Eris flickered into existence around the room, younger, older, all from different potential timelines. All drawn to this critical moment. His future self recoiled, confused. Eris hadn't tried to trap him. He had sent out a distress call across time. He realized he couldn't win, not alone. But maybe, just maybe, another version of Hema wiser, stronger, better version. As his monstrous future self stared in shock at the temporal chaos, Eris looked at the flickering images of himself and knew the fight for the future was just beginning. It wasn't just him against himself anymore. It was all of them, against the one who had fallen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this trip through time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more stories.